All right, folks, I'm here with Jay Castillo, one of my most successful student, and actually he is now my business partner as I put up this real estate company together with him and the rest of RYP Realty. We are here to talk about Jay's expertise, which is foreclosures in the Philippines. So those of you who don't know, Jay Castillo owns foreclosurephilippines.com. I strongly suggest you guys go there for all of your foreclosure needs. If you have questions on foreclosures, if you don't know any property that is in foreclosure, you definitely need to go there to get leads of foreclosures for free. Okay, Jay, educate us on the foreclosure process. So we were talking about this. There are three, I guess, steps. After the bank foreclose on the property, and then after the 1 year redemption period is expired, then now the bank can market the property, and then the bank will also auction off the property later on, right? So
Yeah.
what we're talking about, the pre-auction, is actually already foreclosed properties. So tell us a little bit more about these three sources of foreclosures: the pre-auction, auction, and after the auction.
Okay. The pre-auction properties are actually those that have just whose redemption periods have just lapsed, and banks can already start selling them. And depending on which bank, they can offer it for negotiated sale, or they already schedule the auctions for them for the property. And basically, we get the listings um, maybe at least a month before the auction date for the foreclosed properties. And I guess we have 1 month to check out those listings prior to the actual auction date.
Mm-hmm.
So that's for the pre-auction property.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when the auction date comes, we just um, I guess the technique really is to focus on areas, on good areas where there are no other investors, or there are few competitors.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be surprised. There are areas where there are no other bidders for foreclosed properties, and you can get those properties at minimum bid price. Of course, we need to check if the minimum bid price is really a bargain. And once you determine that the minimum bid price is really a good price for investors, then we just participate in the auction, bid as the loan bidder, and we get it at minimum bid price.
Mm-hmm. Which is one of
And
the properties that you acquired. You actually bought it at the minimum bid price, and not there because there are no other bidders, right?
yeah, actually, all my properties that I got through auction,
Mm-hmm.
I had no other competitors. I was
Wow,
the
wow. That's amazing.
I was
So do you need to
yeah.
like be a spot cash buyer in order to buy properties at auctions, or you can get a bank loan or bank financing?
You can get bank financing, and you just need either 10 or 20%, depending on which bank, and the rest is through bank financing.
Nice. Okay. So as you can see, I am developing the blueprint as we go along or as we talk. So, what about the after the auction?
Ah, After the auction, actually, this is another very good source of acquired assets or foreclosed properties, because um, if no one bought the property during an auction, and it
Mm-hmm.
becomes part of their non-performing assets. And obviously, banks would be more uh, accommodating when it comes to negotiated bids, or any offers from interested buyers.
Mm-hmm.
So we get we have so many listings of properties like these. Not these are foreclosed properties that are not for auction, um, and they are being offered to anyone, and anyone can submit their offers. They
Mm-hmm.
just need, of course, to to pass the approval process from the banks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And do you say, can you say like, for example, the, what you call this, the after the auction, uh, do you get even better deals because the banks are more motivated? So can they sell the property below the minimum bid price during the auction if they cannot sell it during the auction, based on your experience?
Yes, yes. Actually, the bank officers are the people who tell me that if no one bids for a property during the auction, then we can submit bids below the minimum bid price during the auction, which means it becomes a negotiated sale. We can negotiate uh, for a price below the auction price.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
there's a better for bargains after the auction.
Mm-hmm. Nice, nice. So it seems like, well, if bottom line, based on what I've heard so far, if you can attend the auction, that's great. You might find good deals there, especially in areas where you don't have a lot of competitors,
Yes.
or other investors. But if you can establish relationships with bankers, that will be a crucial first step because they can give you leads of their non-performing assets, especially good deals that you can bid on at below minimum bid price, especially after the auction, right? So did that summarize what we talk about?
Yep. Yes.
Excellent. And then, as I was telling you before we started formally, there's also this separate class of foreclosures called pre-foreclosures, right? And you were saying that there are two people who approach you of properties that they have that they're behind on their mortgage but they're not yet foreclosed on. So how did you find, or how did they find you, or how did they call you? How did they know that you are buying houses? Or how did you find these pre-foreclosure leads?
Oh, they actually contacted me after they visited my blog for foreclosurephilippines.com. So they they know that I invest in foreclosed properties, so
Mm-hmm.
they they're taking the chance that maybe I buy properties even before they become foreclosed, because
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's their last resort in a way to to just dispose the properties and make it a little equity, um, instead of losing everything to foreclosure.
Right. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Although honestly, I haven't closed any pre-foreclosure deal yet because
Mm-hmm.
we haven't had the chance to analyze or study the actual properties. I think we got this around a week or maybe less than 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Yeah, and as I was telling you before we formally started, basically the pre-foreclosures, believe it or not, the way to buy them, not necessarily always the case, but you can really get good deals. At least based on my experience here in the U.S., you can get good deals. Even with pre-foreclosures. And the way to do that, or one of the solutions, is doing a short sale. A short sale
Ah,
is in which you buy a property for below the loan balance, but it's contingent to bank's approval. As I was telling you, I have two students who were able to do this. The loan was 7 million. The property, the owner got sick. She has cancer. She had to pay all these medical bills, so she fell behind on the mortgage. And what we told the bank was, hey, the property, has fallen down in value, and they were able to convince the bank to lower their asking price to 4 million. So from 7 million loan, they can accept 4 million, and the way we were able to convince the bank was, it's in their best interest actually to not foreclose and just accept a lower amount as payment in full. So short sales can be done in the Philippines. It's not popular yet. It's a secret that a few investors know of. But definitely, if you can crack that nut and make that a central source of your business, then it can become really really profitable because there is very little competition. So I guess we can formally end the video. Folks, you can get the blueprint, that we have that I have prepared here with Jay Castillo. We will post this blueprint and video in foreclosurephilippines.com and in my blog tracerhano.com, and to the subscribers of buyfirstdeal.com as well. And of course, this video will be on YouTube as well. All right. So with that, this is your mentor Trace Rojano and Jay Castillo, and thanks for your time. And we will see you in the next video.